welcome back to another episode of Talk 21. It's me, your host, Sam Genova. Unfortunately, today I'm by myself because my co-partner is running late. But Stefano, the producer, says we're going to do some rapid fire. So it's going to be some one-on-one.
Let's do it. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
Okay, so here's the deal. There's a lot of speculation and wonder and concern and questioning about the interest rates. We're in that golden era of maybe in 3 years, it's been 3 years, they're going to finally drop.
Yes.
Very first question on rapid fire is, what do you think, Sam?
Well, we're in the month of April, and I was just talking to a mortgage broker yesterday. Because there's the election going on, the campaigning based on mortgage brokers I've been talking to, and I'm always talking to them week in, week out because clients are asking what's going on. They want to be educated. They want to know what's going on. The campaign will look strong saying, look, we've dropped rates so far. And
so you're saying 50 points?
Could be.
The next round of rapid fire has to be, do you think there will be pandemonium if that happens?
In the market?
Yeah. That's huge.
I do. Yes, I do think that it's really going to give an uptick swing in the market in a positive way. But I don't see it going as crazy as it used to be prior 2021. But it's going to get a lot. Well, your money can go that much further, right? So people are going to be excited again. More houses are going to hit the market because people have been really waiting for this rate drop.
That's right.
So it's going to kind of...
Bidding wars again, maybe?
Bidding wars already been happening, though. Bidding wars been happening, yes. Depends where. And, in the city where I live, in the Etobicoke, depending on the price range, it seems like everything that's hitting the market, which there's not much inventory, but everything that's hitting the market under $1.5 million is holding off offers.
So let's talk about that right there. Not that much in the inventory section. Why is that? How come it's slim pickings? Is it because everybody's just stop and wait?
I think everybody's just waiting to see what happens.
So then the market will get flooded with properties?
Should be, yeah. It should get flooded with a lot more properties, but there's also a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting. So I have, the way I look at things is it could get really busy because there's going to be a lot more houses hitting the market. And those buyers are able to attack. So I think there's going to be multiples depending on where you're looking price range. So I think it's going to be a very competitive market.
So now that we've established where interest rates are going to go and if there's potential like bidding wars and all this, how do you feel about amortization? They're playing with the notion of increasing the amortization. Do you think that's a good or bad thing?
Well, ideally, it's probably not a good thing, but I kind of think coming from the car business is we sold cars based on payments. So I feel like mortgages are kind of getting plugged into that too. So like people will take the longer amortization because it's the monthly payment that they need to be.
Yeah. Jump on that 8-year amortization for the car.
So instead of 25 years, let's push it to 30 and your payment comes down so much. And you know what? Okay, it becomes more attainable. So I think it's just something that another added benefit. I mean, obviously you want to pay off your mortgage sooner. So 25 years is usually the standard, but yeah, you're going to see 30 and who knows what comes up. Like they're talking about possibly extending it 50 years. Like
which I ultimately, I don't think that's a bad thing because now you bring a lot more people that couldn't get into the market now into the market because the monthly payments are doable. Well, I mean, depending on the interest rates, but
considering the interest rates come down and mortgage amortization gets stretched, but then we're going to become like interest buyers. Like
of course,
we're just paying interest on our mortgage. We're not paying anything off, so we have to be very careful, right? Like, I mean, I think a 25 to 30 is not crazy. Maybe we'll see a lot more of that happening. But yeah, you start getting into the 50 year, and who knows what's going to happen beyond that. It's a far stretch, I'd say.
So now let's dive into what we call cottage country.
Yes.
Now we're in that season now, where cottage country is now important for a lot of us Canadians. Do you think it's still viable to purchase a property in cottage country?
So I think people are gonna start, like, I've been having a lot of conversation with clients, and they're starting to think about possibly, because the prices have come down to, you know, almost pre-pandemic, depending where.
Prices of what?
Pre-pandemic-
Cottage?
Pre-pandemic pricing, yeah.
Okay.
Cottages, because they've come down, they've got hit the most.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So yeah, so you're starting to see that people are thinking, okay, you know what? Can I do an Airbnb, you know, here? What's the income? You know, rents are good. Rents are, you know, they continue to climb. So yeah, I think it's feasible again.
Do you think it's worth it?
Depends on what. Like I
Well,
mean,
is there still investment there? Because they are, at one point, they got so unattainable that it didn't make sense to buy one.
well, this is it. Depends if you're buying one for an Airbnb,
Okay.
for seasonal renting, for, like, you know, full-term rental, or, you know, short-term rental. The rental rates that you can get in the short term are astronomical.
Within the summer months.
Yes.
Okay.
And even in the winter,
Even
if you're,
though
in the right,
there's-
if you're in the
there's
right
ice
spot.
fishing and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, even if you're in the right spot. So it could be, it could be really, you know, it could be a really smart investment. If people are buying it recreational, or they're
But
buying
somebody
it for
asked
themselves.
you, if
Yes.
somebody asked you and said, okay, Sam, I have a couple of dollars in my pocket,
Yes.
and I was always wanting to attain a cottage, would you say now is the right time, or maybe let's just continue to dream about it because now is not the right time?
Based on the numbers, I think now it's affordable again. It makes sense. It does make sense, because if you're able to get into the market now, and again, once this rate drop, everything I think everything is just gonna climb, right? So I think the opportunity we're talking about now at the window, I think there is a good opportunity, because I've been looking myself to see what's out there for, like, Airbnbs, and they make sense. They really do. So, you know, it depends where, depends how much.
Okay.
You know,
So now
but
let's
there's opportunity out there for sure.
do a this versus that question. Would you spend more money in renovating your basement, or would you spend more money in renovating the outside of your home, such as landscaping for the back, pattern concrete, maybe redoing the driveway? Where do you feel would be the best bang for the buck?
I mean, outdoor space in your backyard, to have a nice space, is really nice. I mean, if you have a large family and you need to finish the basement,
No.
extra-
Let's say that you want to sell. Let's say
Oh,
that
to
you're
sell.
Yeah. Maybe I
Okay.
should explain.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the goal, that they want to sell. What would be the best bang for the buck if neither nor is done?
I'd say the landscaping. You know,
over a basement.
yeah, because the way I look at it is, I always like going into a property, in a home, and the basement not being finished, because you have a clean slate. You can see the foundation, see if there's any cracks, leaks. Because once the basement's finished, you can't see nothing.
But now you're responsible to finish it. And what about if you're not a handyman?
But you know what? You can finish it the way you want. Pick the colors, the tiles, the bathroom finishes. Pick it all yourself.
You're talking money though. That's the problem. So is it a better budget, a better financial situation if you purchase a home already with the basement done?
Well, it adds more square footage. It's beneficial for you. It depends on your size of your family. There's so many factors, right? Like, it's a very broad question.
Okay,
So,
when you bought your house,
Yes.
was it finished basement?
yes.
Okay, so, but were you actively looking for a home without?
But I ripped it all out. So,
For
me,
okay, so
yeah.
you decided to renovate it regardless.
yes.
So whether it was finished or not, that
Because
was
of
the
that
goal.
reason. Because I wanted
Okay.
to see, it's an older home in Etobicoke, foundation issues, water. So I didn't want to renovate while I was renovating everything, and then just put lipstick on a pig in the basement.
Gotcha.
Hope that it doesn't leak and there's nothing in the foundation. So I ripped everything out and I redid it, because now I know, let it snow, let it rain, let whatever, the water could sit close to the foundation. Everything's waterproofed. So I don't have to worry
Gotcha.
about it.
Okay.
So that's the reason why, the way I think of as a realtor. I'm not thinking as a, because if you come into a house, you like a house, but the backyard's beautiful, but the basement's not done. You're like, but Sam, I got to spend money. But Stefano, you're buying it for less than with a finished basement, and you can finish it the way you want. Because whenever you go into a property, doesn't matter. I don't care how beautiful it is. There's something you don't like that they did.
There's no,
You're not gonna
doesn't
like
matter
everything.
what. You're never gonna like
So
it.
you're gonna go in there, rip out the countertops in the kitchen because you don't like. So you're gonna spend the money anyway.
No matter how
inevitable.
finished it is, it's not your finished.
Yeah. You pick a laminate floor. They pick a dark laminate floor. You're like, oh, you could see everything. I don't like these
I'm
laminate.
gonna rip it out.
So for me, landscaping, it makes more sense because it gives you curb appeal.
That's
Someone
right.
pulls up to the house. You're like, wow, this is really nice. It's inviting.
It's inviting.
You have a backyard space where you spend time with your kids. You have young kids. I have young kids. So that's a lot of value for me rather than have a finished basement. Because the basement, you can do it whenever you want.
That's right.
But the kids, they're very hyper.
Absolutely.
We both have twins. So
For sure.
it's like, Daddy, the weather starts getting nice. I want to go outside. I want to go outside. That's all
And
they
if
want to
there's
do.
nothing to do and there's nothing finished
If you got a backyard with
just grass.
just grass
Yeah.
and it's not done and there's nothing inviting, they don't want to go there.
So you would much rather see a finished outside
Yeah.
opposed to anything inside, because inside it's always going to be
always
tailored
have-
to you.
Yeah, you always have time to do it. And again, especially when it comes to basements, I just look at it that way that Steph, this is a good house. Look at the foundation.
That's right.
You got no leaks. You got nothing to worry about. There's a crack here. If you want to fill it before you finish it, you
Mm-hmm.
can fill it. You can have the inspector look at it. You know what you're getting. Then when you close it up, you got that good feeling inside where you don't have
course.
to worry about something happening.
So now, next question. In regards to area, we've been down this road before, but it's still very subjective. Are you still at the stance of 6 months ago, you said it's always best to buy a first home outside of the GTA. But now, outside of the GTA, the prices are very comparable. So, do you still feel that buying outside the GTA is the best situation for a new home buyer?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not comparable because, like, if you're looking
not?
at
Yeah, it is.
Ajax to buy in the city of Toronto, it's going to be a total different pricing.
Okay, let's talk
Apples to apples. You know, like
Alliston.
It's going to be cheaper.
Barrie.
It's going to be cheaper
No,
than.
you still need $1 million.
So
I'm not talking about downtown
in
core.
Barrie, you can buy a detached double income because I do these all the time. Detached double income right now, which means you can rent out the upstairs and have a tenant in the
Like a
basement.
duplex.
That would be legal, but
Okay.
I'm even saying not legal.
Okay, we don't condone it, but obviously.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not putting 15 students in your
Correct,
basement.
exactly.
You can buy it for $850
Really?
for a detached.
Lots of work?
No,
Okay.
15, 18-year-old home
And Barrie?
in Barrie. Nice lots, nice bungalow, beautiful properties. They may not be finished the way me and you like them because they've been tenanted prior, or
But they are finished regardless.
yes, they are finished, and the income's fantastic.
Really?
Yes, really. So they used to be at $1 million, and they even hit $1.2 million. So they've come down quite a bit. I'm talking about the more like renovated, beautiful, landscaped.
So you would still advise the first-time home buyers to always continuously looking outside the GTA?
Yeah, I mean, unless depends the buyer, right? Because unless somebody wants to be in the GTA and they work in the GTA, they're happy with a condo, then there's a lot of variety to choose from. So it all depends on the client's needs.
But you
I'm
say-
not going to tell them to go to Barrie. if
But
they
it's not
live
lots
in-
of variety if they can't even get approved for one.
Well,
that's what I mean.
They need approval, obviously, and then from there you can decide. But someone who's spending $800,000 to buy in Barrie can buy something in the city of Toronto.
Okay. Question. Last question of this segment. Is it true that if two people are working in a home and one of those people has very poor credit, is it best to just put one person on it and then obviously figure it out how you're going to word it where they both own the deed to the house? Is it a smart idea to keep both on even if one has a poor credit?
Well, so that's a question for a mortgage agent more and a lawyer,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm just going to talk about it briefly. What I think, it all depends on the situation, right? If your mortgage person is telling you, look, it's probably better you just go on title because her or his credit, whatever the situation may be, is hurting the deal, they're going to tell you what the best. And then again, you're married. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's under your name and your wife's name.
It's just I'm wondering if putting it both on if purchasing a home, one has poor credit, one has great credit. I don't think that's a good idea to put the one with poor credit, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It may hurt the situation, right?
Correct.
So you have to look at all your situation, right? You have to talk to basically a Venuto, and he'll look at everything and say, okay, Stefano, I think this is the best situation because of this situation. Try to go to this lender, but this lender said, so they're going to find a way for your situation because everybody's situation is different. That's going to work best for you. And if it's not putting your spouse or your partner on title, that's what they're going to tell you to do.
So ultimately, you're saying that people should go to a mortgage broker before coming to you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They need to be pre-qualified. Absolutely.
Or else it's just a waste
I'm not
of time.
taking them out.
It's a waste of time, right?
Because what are we doing?
yeah.
We're just
What are you
spinning
doing?
in
Yeah.
circles. Like me taking them out is me not doing my job correctly.
Yeah. Because you're just taking them out as a maybe.
Where are we going? What's the
Yeah.
like?
It-
What,
what
so
are we
these
doing?
are questions that agents. But this happens. This happens where this is part of your job. This is as a realtor. You need to sit down with your clients before you start to go out. You're all excited to get out there, but
It's like you're excited to go out and about, but you have no money in your pocket.
exactly, it's like you want to go buy a car, but you have no money.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
So
Now, but with a car, people never go to check their finances first. Am I right?
I mean, it's kind of different that situation because you go to a dealer, they have in-house financing,
Right.
And you know,
Do all dealers have in-house financing?
not all,
majority of them?
not like you, not small. Some used car.
No, all
dealer-
new dealerships.
Oh yeah.
They all do.
Yeah, they deal with all of the major banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Do realtors have? Is there such a thing as in-house mortgage agents?
Yeah, it would be just like a Venuto working here.
Oh, okay. And then they
They're-
would be the first go-to.
Yeah. Unless a real estate company owns a brokerage and a mortgage agency. I don't know. It could be conflict of interest a little bit.
But the point of the matter is, everyone should always get their finances in order.
That's
or
why I
else
said
what are
to
we
you,
doing?
You guys laugh at me when I say get your ducks in a row, but you have to have everything ready to go.
Or
'Cause
else
if I'm
what's the point?
taking you, where am I going?
It's almost like you're driving without a GPS, right? You're just going, but you don't know where you're going.
in an open road. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a very good analogy to it.
yeah.
Think
I
about
mean,
it. It's just going out and not knowing where you're going.
Like if it's different when you're going to buy a car because you can walk the lot and just walk and window shop all day long. But I mean, when you go look at a house and you get excited, it happens. It can happen pretty quick. There's people that struggle buying. Like I've worked with buyers for years, and it's like, oh my god, it's never. I'm like, guys, it hasn't happened yet, but when it happens, it's like
Snap of the
snap of the fingers, and you're like, oh my god, we bought a house. Yeah, it happens, but you got to be patient, right? So
Now,
you got to be
be
ready.
patient, but I think that the market is stimulating people to not be patient now, and that's what I'm worried about. That they're going to do impulse buying.
I mean,
Like that's what COVID did, right? Remember when all the houses were going absolutely crazy, and then everyone's saying, "Get it now."
FOMO. You're here,
Yeah,
FOMO.
yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
It is a thing.
but I don't think it's gonna be a negative thing now, right?
you
But
don't think it is?
I don't think because if you can afford $1 million at the rate now and it comes down 0.5%, what does that do to your mortgage approval? How much more can you afford now, right?
Oh, significant for sure.
Or if you stick to your $1 million mark, how much has your payment come down in a quarter? Right?
Very interesting.
So you're talking about more buying power or less payment a month. So it starts to really get the ball moving.
So if people wanted to be as comfortable as I am with you right now,
Yes.
where could they find you, Sam?
you can find me at Sam General Real Estate on Instagram, and we're on YouTube,
Spotify.
Spotify,
All the
and
good places.
All the good places.